Cold leg.
What song?
I was walking down a one-way street, just looking.
Get the fox was going.
Welcome back to the Gametime Greatness podcast. This is episode 5. I'm Brandon Scott, the host and president of Gametime Greatness. Our guest star today is
Grant Roberts.
and I am Vice President Jake Vassar. Before we continue, I just had a little something to say about Grant. I firmly believe he is the best member in the league. When he was at FC, I would just say, hey everybody, do this. Without texting him separately, without having to beg him, he would always get his stuff done. And
He would do it
I
first.
appreciate you so much for that. I just thought I'd mention that real fast. This week we have playoff predictions for you with Grant, since he is obviously the number one contender right now.
Guess I'll just start it off. My number one on my list, and probably everyone else's, is the King, Grant Roberts. His team is unstoppable. He scores about 160 a week, so pretty hard to stop. Anyone else got?
I appreciate the praise.
What do you have to say?
For the most part, we're assuming that Grant, Noah, and Matt are making it into the playoffs. Grant, the beast. Noah has the wins, even though his team sucks.
First round.
And Matt has the wins as well. His team is pretty good, though. Okay, so the last 3 spots are mainly what we're debating. For my 3, I obviously have myself, because you have to believe in yourself. If you believe, you can achieve. Also, Cole Bennett, his team is good. Like, he has a legit chance to win the league, unfortunately. And then the last spot, I believe, I don't include my co-host Jake Vassar. I believe it's going to be between Collin, Christian, or Jarvis, whoever wins tonight. I think that win's going to be able to propel them onto the playoffs. Grant, what do you think?
Well, I also agree that Brandon definitely he's got a good chance. He's got some clutch wins, and if you look at the last 3 weeks, he's playing the worst 3 teams in the league by record so far. So if he wins all the rest of the games, I think he'll have the record to move on to the playoffs, and that's well deserved. I did include Jake in the playoffs. I think that Jake definitely has a good shot at making the playoffs. He's beaten Cole and Brandon, so that's 2 clutch wins, and I think he squeaks it in there. And then I got Cole in there. His team is looking pretty good. He's got 3 solid RB1s, and he's got a great tight end. Just great players.
Ingram has been a great addition. That once AP left, Ingram has been a solid RB1 for Cole.
He's about to join the 200 club, and right now he's the only member, if he does.
I should also mention that Jake would have been in my playoffs, but he traded away the guy he's been waiting on to do good for 7 weeks, Russell Wilson last week, just to get a cheap win over Noah, and he couldn't put over 100 points.
Well, whatever. I took a different approach for my playoff predictions. I didn't include myself, so I don't want to jinx myself. So I have number 4.
You believe you can achieve
No, dude. Number 4, I have Cole Bennett. He's got a solid team. He's got wins. He's had some great pickups, so, I mean, kudos to you, Cole. Number 5, I have Brandon. Like Grant said, he has the easiest finishing schedule with Zach, Jack, and Holmes. That's 3 people who won't score over 100. And then lastly, I have Jarvis. I don't know how he's going to do it, but he always makes playoffs, and I think this year is not going to change, so I think he's going to pull it out.
I appreciate you guys jinxing me. I really do. Yeah. I have 3 easy games. What could go wrong?
That's what we're hoping for.
Zach is the only potential to beat Brandon.
Not to mention, I play Noah next week with 6 buys. Or 7.
Doesn't he have enough for a starting roster?
I do want to throw a sleeper for Ethan, because although he has a bad record right now,
was he 2-6?
He's got 2 wins. And he's got a good team. If he gets suspended, it's all right now.
He's gonna have to win out.
But yeah, if he wins out, he's got a lot of points scored, and that bodes in his favor.
Does he have to play Grant in the final?
He has to play me. Ooh. He has to play me as well.
I think he does play me in week 12. I'm not exactly sure. But
good luck, Ethan.
Yeah, he's good though. It's sleeper. That's why he's a sleeper.
Oh, and also one more stat is that Noah could actually still not make playoffs, although we included him in our 3 guaranteed. He has a hard schedule coming up. He plays me. Unfortunately, I have everyone on bye, but if I can squeak out a win, he then goes on to play Grant and Matt, who should be both losses for him, and then followed by Zach, who can always squeak out a win against anyone.
So.
Except Grant.
All right, turn it over.
So now we're going to send it over to Matt with Matt's Stats.
Thanks, guys. This week's Stats with Matt. The theme is comfort, as everyone who lives in this house has a comfortable 5-2 record. On to the stats. They're all about the 12 members of our league and their Yahoo Fantasy Football history. Between the 12 of us, in our leagues, whether separate or together, there have been 2,074 games played, and only 2 ties, and they both belong to me. Next up, winning percentage. The league member with the highest winning percentage is Jake, who wins 58% of his games. Next highest, Ethan and Noah, tied for 57%. Then Brandon with 56%. And then a 3-way tie between myself, Grant, and Holmes with 52% win percentage. The rest of you are sadly under 500. And the last place member, who wins 36% of his games, is Jack Bennett. What do these correlations mean? That's for you to decide. The last interesting stat is that between the 12 of us, the average amount of teams managed in Yahoo Fantasy Football history is 12. The lowest being Cole Bennett with only 4 teams managed in Yahoo. And second place, I'll tell you right now, is a tie between Grant and Cece with 14 Yahoo teams managed. First place, which is higher than Holmes, Jake, Cole, Noah, Zach, and Jack, all combined, is Brandon with an astounding 45 Yahoo Fantasy Football teams managed. Now I know this doesn't account for all the ESPN leagues and all the NFL leagues, but I still thought the stats were interesting.
Thanks, Matt. We are sitting comfy.
I think the toilet bowl is talking. Reminds me of Cece and his great new trade today. Breaking news: he's trading for DeAndre Hopkins and I think Alex Collins for giving away Keenan Allen and Julio Jones with Cole Bennett. So we've got a little discussion about that.
I believe Hopkins could be an elite receiver for him. So if he can somehow find the depth to replace Keenan or replace that wide receiver 2 spot, if he can find someone off waiver or something, I think it's worth the trade for him. But if he can't, then he's going to be in trouble and he's going to lack because he's going to have less depth. So
Yeah, I agree. There's a good chance that it works out for both teams. I don't think it's a trade rape or anything, but it does concern me that, Alex Collins isn't, necessarily even an RB2. He can be. He looks great, but Keenan and Julio are just, those could be 100% wide receiver ones. So you've got a potential Cole, adding to Cole's 3 RB2s. We're having like Jake's team last year looking team. So it's obviously scary, but hey.
I personally enjoy the trade. I think it's exciting with the 3 high-profile names with Julio, Allen, and Hopkins.
blockbuster.
Yeah, it really is. It'll be interesting.
But apparently if you call it blockbuster, CC's going to start defending himself and think that's an insult to the trade.
I think after 5 weeks, it's going to be very lopsided. I don't know which way it's going to go. Julio and Keenan Allen could both be just garbage the rest of the season, and Hopkins could continue to impress everyone, but we'll see. It's a toss-up.
Speaking of the trade, what power moves only, boys? It's time to get to that end of the season. Trying to make those playoffs, making power moves. That's all I got left. But this goes out to you, Julio, Keenan. I know you're listening, Keenan.
Keenan's giver crew.
Disrespected. Keenan, I've been with you. Only one who believed in you for 3 years straight. But this 76-point week pushed me over the edge. Phillip Rivers forgot how to throw the football. Matt Ryan.
Hey, Matt Ryan's good.
Matt Ryan's good. Matt Ryan doesn't even know Julio's playing on the field half the time. He doesn't even give him the ball. He gets inside the 20-yard line. Julio might as well just not even be on the field at that point. So, power moves only, boys. Hopkins is taking to the championship and to the playoffs. Championship first, because I know it's that confident.
All right, get out of here.
And there you have it, CC's version. All right, so next up we got, we're going to turn it over to Collin Holmes with his dumb thought of the week.
What if, once everyone found out what was inside of Area 51, the government hid everything that was in there and took it away? But what if they knew that we would know what they did with the artifacts, so they really left it there? But what if they knew that we knew that they knew that they would take it away, so they really left it there? But what if they knew that we knew that they knew that they would take it away, but then they didn't, and we knew that, and then what if they really took it away? Back to you.
Wow, Colin, that was about as out of this world as picking Joe Mixon in the second round. All right, now we're going to ask Grant some questions. So,
All right, Grant. How does it feel to be 5-2 and shooting 6-2?
It feels good. I should be 6-1, going 7-1, but Jordan Reed decides to pull his hamstring this week and not last week and score a garbage time touchdown. But hey, whatever. I'm fine with it. CC probably will lose this week.
You don't sound very fun.
But hey, you know what? Like, that's a record that I'm absolutely happy with. Not having made playoffs.
hey, you got to stay in second place so you're not the most hated team. All right, Jake, strategic. All right, who would you want to pick to lose out the rest of the games?
Obviously,
Here it goes.
But if
You think
if I wanted to change it up, I would probably say Jarvis, because if Jarvis, no offense to Jarvis, but because it's an auto draft. If he makes playoffs auto drafting, I'm gonna be pretty mad. So if I could pick somebody besides Noah, it would probably be Jarvis, just so that he doesn't make playoffs. But mainly Noah.
That's solid. On the flip side, if you had to choose somebody to win the league besides yourself, you had to choose one person, who would you choose?
Well, mostly because
Don't say Matt.
Matthew chose me last week. I have to return the favor.
Boo,
But-
delusion.
So I'm officially trading all my players to Matthew. But I do think I like his team. I like that he's, this is his first year in the league, and I feel like if, I vouch for him to come get into this league, if he wins it, then I would feel like I did something good, But
Taking the win for himself.
yeah. So either way, I win,
All right, we're going to take it back to preseason. After the draft, Grant was ranked number 5 by probably Brad Evans. So what do you have to say to Brad Evans and all the other Yahoo experts who
Brad
didn't
Evans.
think about
Was,
it?
was this before Kareem Hunt, though? I mean,
The
If
day
this was
before,
before
the
Kareem
day before, we drafted the day before Mr. Spencer Ware. What, he tear his MCL, ACL, something ridiculous.
Died.
he's broken in half.
But yeah, sorry Zach Miller. Yeah, feels bad for that guy, but good thing he gets to keep his leg.
Sorry, man.
Anyway, but yeah, Spencer Ware. That was unfortunate the day after the draft. Was that your 4th round pick? Or
Second.
But yeah,
With
so
keepers, that's like late third.
yeah, I mean that's unfortunate, but I'm absolutely so happy because Dalvin Cook, like, I've had a lot of injuries for my team to look the way it does right now. I'm happy because losing my 2nd pick in Allen Robinson in week 1, literally after 2 plays, and then losing Dalvin Cook. Luckily, Kamara filled those shoes slightly, but I mean, I could have had 4 RB1, 2
That's a scary
plus
thing.
Tate. I mean, if Willie Snead ever came back to form, I'd feel a little bit more confident, but I kind of jumped ship on him because he sucks. But
Grant, 3 years. 3 sad years. We thought your team was great at the draft. We said this is a guaranteed playoff team. You received best draft, but not making playoffs. I mean, how does it feel that you finally have a chance to make playoffs? Are you overjoyed, or?
I am overjoyed, but I'm also scared because this is fantasy football. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that my team looks fantastic because Cole's about to get 2 wide receiver 1s, and I wish I could say that I had that.
Collusion!
That's a joke.
No comment
10
from
points a
the,
week
no
is
comment
not-
from the peanut gallery.
10 points a week is not wide receiver 1.
Wait,
and it is not
you
worth
hear
the
me?
first pick overall in the draft, like it always happens to me.
CC, what was your record the last 2 years?
Hey, power moves, baby. I'm coming up.
This is why we locked the door for the studio.
I live in the studio, you fool.
Alright, me?
Yeah.
Alright, so we're gonna end with a trivia question for anyone, and Grant probably won't. He might know this actually. Which Yahoo player is owned by 2% of fantasy teams, but has not played Snap in 2 years? Actually, probably more than 2 years. So, leave it with that. You got anything else to say?
Answer what you think in the comments below. Don't forget to like
And
subscribe.
subscribe. Bottom left corner.
Thanks for watching, guys.
This is for believing that Hundley could ever be better than Derek Carr.
That wasn't too bad. Oh wait, it's cold! Ah!
All right.
Okay, go get small pocket.
Round 2, into the pockets.
Okay, you hold it yourself.
Yeah, get a good angle. It's a face of pain right there. And camera's not stopping.
It better, because I just freaking clubbed myself and spilled hot wax.
1, go.
Okay.
Okay. Good start.